So this week we clipped the wings of all the new chickens, the little chicks. They're not little anymore. They're pretty much full size. And yesterday I opened up the door and nobody went out. So today I took the first two I grabbed and threw them out. And I'm not sure they know how to come back in. I think they want to come back in, but they haven't figured it out. But the good news is the rooster is leaving them alone. He is, and I think one of those is, I don't think that's a rooster. I think those are two hens, but I'm not sure. One of them looks roosterish. So I'm not sure. The dogs are really interested in that. They're really pretty concerned about those two. But they're doing fine. What I'll do is tomorrow I'll throw two different outside until they start going on their own. Last time I did it, it took about almost a week before they all started going out every day. And coming in, it's a hassle. That's why I'll do two at a time for a while, because I've got to corral them back inside at night, and it's a pain in the butt. So we'll start them slow. They've been inside for months. It's really time for them to get out. Welcome to my little tropical farm. Okay, so this is the other thing I really wanted to show you. This is my bunch of bananas. Doesn't it look great? Right there. So the flower I think is done, but I've got a few new ones coming out. They don't look as good, so I think the flower is pretty much done. But I've got, like 4 to 5 bunches of bananas on there. They really just started, I noticed them a few days ago. So I would say they started about a week ago. I'm going to back up because the rooster's coming this way. And he and I are not friends. Here he is. Beautiful, but we're not friends. I think the bananas have about another 2 months before they'll be ready. But I could be wrong. We had some last year. Now I've gone through and cleaned up a lot of the other banana trees a little bit, and I didn't see any other flowers yet. Some of them probably won't flower because they've grown out of trees that we've cut down, and we probably cut down. So the flower, of course, comes up through the trunk, and if you cut it, there's only one flower. So typically, once the bananas are ready, we'll literally cut down the tree to get to the bananas. And that is because they only fruit once. So also sometimes you can tell a tree is ready because the tree will fall. So the bananas will get too heavy for the tree and pull the tree down. And that's fine. Not fine in here because the chickens will eat the bananas before I get them. But that's fine because the tree's only good for one bunch of bananas. I've been outside for a while. I hope you guys can hear that in the camera. That is some crazy thunder. I'm going to open the sheep shelter so they can come in here. The skies are probably about to open up. I knew it was getting much more overcast, and it's about 4 p.m. And that's typically when the rain starts during the rainy season. We typically get rain in the afternoons or the evenings. This past week, we've been getting rain all day long. We've had a lot of rain. The ground has just started to dry up. I'm trying to think. Yesterday, we didn't get rain till the evening, but I almost bought a rain gauge yesterday, and it only went to 5 inches, which you'd think would be a lot, but I think we got more than that last night. So it started to rain yesterday, about this time, maybe even a little earlier. And it just downpoured for like an hour and then continued to rain for another like 4 hours, which is a bummer for Bonnie because I was running errands all day and she didn't go out. And she tends to not, unless she really has to, she won't go out in the midday. She tends to go out only twice a day. I kind of force her to go out midday. Well, I didn't do that yesterday. and she would not go out in the rain. So she went from about 8 in the morning. Hi, big guys. I don't have anything. She went from about 8 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night when the rain let up enough and she had to go badly enough. So I just went in and grabbed the camera because of that thunder. I wanted you guys to hear it. Here it is again. So while I'm out here before the rain starts, I'm actually going to dump their water. So I think I did this yesterday, but I can't be sure. And they don't tend to drink water when there's a lot of green grass. There's the thunder again. A shorter one. So they don't tend to drink much water when the grass is green. They drink quite a bit of water in the dry season because they're eating a lot of hay and a lot of brown grass and brown leaves. But I always have water in the field and water in their shelter. Lots of times in the rainy season I put their second water under the other shelter of the barn. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to empty it out. I open the door to their shelter so they have access to the water there. And I'm just going to let it fill up with rainwater. I don't know what she's doing right now. Okay, the rain is starting. It's funny, I heard a few drops. I didn't actually feel it, but it is starting. So I'm gonna head towards the house because this camera, yeah, it's coming down now. They will all run one way or the other, the sheep. They have shelters in both directions. So there's their one shelter. Look how big this one looks right now. Why are you limping, Purple? Sometimes their hoofs have been done, but she is limping a little. Okay, let's hope my camera makes it through this because the rain is now coming down. They have all come into the shelter. The rain is pretty intense. I had a feeling it would start this way. But they're all in here. They've got water, minerals, and salt. I'm trying a new thing. Oh, shoot. I don't think you can hear me, so I'll explain this a little later. Here are their minerals, and they're eating them all. They're fighting over them, which really means I should put minerals out with them in the field. And that, I've been looking for good bins. I might just have to get them online because I haven't found anything decent to use. But I'm going to make them a mineral shelter that I can move in the pastures with them. Okay. Now it's really pouring, and I'm going to run to the house with the camera, but I'm going to turn it off and probably put it under my shirt to keep it as dry as possible. So this is where I'm going to plant the lemon balm. I dug it out just a tiny bit. I think I need to dig it out a little deeper. Although, let's see. Oops. Yeah, I think that'll work. I have a lot more compost than I do dirt. Probably isn't good. I also have this cardboard. So cardboard serves two purposes. One, it will be a weed barrier to give the plant some time to develop. And two, it will break down and it's additional compost, really. And 3, it will provide just some bulk, so I can use a little less dirt. So I'm going to do that. I'm so bad with a shovel. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Now the reason I'm using the tire is just because the lemongrass looks so much like grass. I don't want it to be mistaken and pulled out or cut down. So, so I decided if I planted it in a tire, I'd remember, because I'm likely to be the one to pull it out or cut it down or do something. So, I should have piled it up higher on the edges, but that's okay. There we go. Now we've got a really good spot for the plant to go. Ah, I'm stepping on it, not ideal. I don't know what that is, piece of plastic that probably doesn't belong there. Okay, so now I am going to put a little bit of hay on top. I'll use some spent hay. I'm going to take that and put it probably just off to the side where I keep my tools. So there is the finished lemongrass. I have a bunch of other things to do today. So, like I said, I want to cut the banana flower down so that it can focus on growing the bananas and not producing more. Here are my seeds. So I put this on top of these coconuts because it's not really using water from below at this point, and I was worried about grubs. I did see one when I was digging for the lemongrass. So, but everything is doing great. My sunflowers look fabulous. My lettuces are growing. My zucchini started. I think that's a little bit of eggplant, although they don't look so good. And these are beets. It's been really 5 days, 6 days since these were planted. So, oh, there's a spinach germinating. I don't know if you could see that, but there's a little fleck. And so hopefully I'll get some germination. If I don't get the basil, although I think maybe one is coming up. If I don't get the basil, I do have more basil seeds in the house. I might try again. And as soon as I replant these, I'll plant basil, potentially tomato, and my pepino. I don't know what else. But I am thinking around the lemongrass, I might put a few of the, I don't know, maybe eggplant. I really have to look into more. You're not supposed to plant, because my compost isn't fully decomposed, I need to be careful. I don't want to plant it around root vegetables at the same time. So that's where I'll use things like the compost teas instead of my compost that isn't really decomposed, because I don't want to take the chance of E. coli getting into my root vegetables. I've got my banana flour. I'm going to cut it up and make compost tea. And then I am going to, I found this, it had been thrown away, but it's from the coconuts. And I'm going to pull out the cocoa coir and save that so I can mix that into soil in the future to aerate it a little more. And this is my bucket of water. It's about, not quite half full, about a third full with water. And I now have an outdoor cutting board. This has just become my outdoor cutting board. And this is my outdoor knife. I've used it to cut pipes and all kinds of stuff, so it just stays outside. I'm going to use it on these. It should be fine. So I'm going to start with making the banana flour tea. And I've not made this before, but we are just going to cut this up into pieces. Probably don't have to cut it too fine. And I think I'll bring this water over so I can just dump it right in there. Really, you can make compost tea out of just about anything, but I believe the banana flour has a lot more potassium than a lot of the other plants would have. I don't know if my soil needs extra potassium, but that's what we'll be giving it. And I'm hoping not to use, only this, but this is just one of the many organic fertilizers I'll use. So I guess we would have had a lot more bananas, but I think the 5 hands of bananas we're getting should be plenty. And I don't know if you guys noticed how many banana trees are back there. And I have more over here, but there are probably, I don't know, I'll have to take a count one day. But there's a lot of banana trees in the chicken area. I'm making a mess. Okay. Okay, so here is my banana tea. It's got probably more water than it needs to, but that's fine. We're just going to put a lid on it, put it in the corner, and let it ferment for, I would say, a week or two. And we'll leave it and let that ferment. Thanks for joining us again this week. We look forward to showing you more and more of the homestead as we progress. I will have an upcoming video showing some of the inside of the house. I usually avoid that because it's nothing to look at. But I did do a bathroom renovation, so we'll put that together and show that to you in the coming weeks. Can't say when, but in the coming weeks. If you'd like to follow along, please hit the subscribe button and click on the bell so you're notified when our videos come out. And if you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up. We appreciate it, and we will see you next week. Bye.